Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be going over what is some of the great things about the new riding arena, as well as some things that might have been a trouble to a big part of the SSO community. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the point of this video is to show some positives about the riding arena that people have been neglecting. It's also to show and educate people that are unsure about what Star Stable Dressage is and why we are having such a fuss about the lines. I really want to show you guys what we are meaning with that. Not that I'm really qualified, but I figured I got a platform, I can voice my opinion, and then I also just want to communicate what I think a huge problem is regarding Star Stable. So yeah, let's start with some positives. Let me fix, oh no, not controls, field of view. So the positive is that this arena looks like from the inside really nice. The aesthetic is so beautiful. Then I absolutely love this cute little area here, and this looks like a little tuck shop and stuff, and like the tech table with the different colored chairs looks adorable. Absolutely love that I can ride my horse into here. It makes life just so much easier. The storage looks so cute with like the saddles and stuff, and then the stands look pretty as well. So this looks, overall, this looks really nice if you look at it from this point of view. And then as well, let's head outside. Oh gosh. As well, it looks really nice if you're looking from the side. Well, it's much bigger and it's really, oh, I haven't even checked out that side. Oh, this is so cute. It's like hitching posts and stuff, and then there's a cute little trailer, and this looks, oh, look at this. I haven't even seen this. This is adorable. Like, these small little touches really make such a difference. Then as well, the same aesthetic goes for the side. I'm absolutely in love with these lanterns. It looks so cute. And then the props, I think the props are a great addition. It works really nicely in the other arenas as well. So this is absolutely so cool to have. So let's just reset it. That's super cool. I really like that. I'm just gonna hide the members, and then also the music that you can choose. Oh, okay, stop, please. And then the music that you can choose is also really nice. With these gates are super cute. They are a bit frustrating since I don't even use them in Starshine, but I usually just jump over them. But yeah, so those are some really nice things about the riding arena that people might have forgotten about or overlooked. I just wanted to talk about them again. Now to get into the more serious stuff. So if you haven't seen, there has been quite a fuss on Instagram and any social media page about the Star Stable Dressage and their lines, and it's gotten quite heated, because there's even been people that have large followings, Star Stable ambassadors, that was extremely rude to the community and showed no support whatsoever. And that's really frustrating, because I really understand why people that are part of the realistic roleplay community loves this arena as well. But there's just some things and comments that's been made that I really don't agree with. Firstly, I want to address people have been calling the dressage community out for not being realistic, and that we should stop calling it dressage and we're doing quadrille. And no, we're not. So we're not a realistic community. So why would we be doing quadrille? We're not realistic. We never say we are. We can't be realistic. When the Star Stable Dressage was made, there wasn't horses that had special gaits like Piaf and stuff like that. So we couldn't even be realistic even if we wanted to. And even if we wanted to now, it's still just riding in circles at the end of the day. It will never be realistic, because this is a children's game. It's not in real life, and it's not even a horse simulator. So a simulator would be a game that is extremely lifelike. So if you had a horse simulator, you would actually be giving aids with the reins and your legs, and using those type of things, and then that would actually be a dressage test, because then you as a rider are doing something to the horse. But you are just riding in circles, even if you are riding a dressage, quote-unquote dressage test in Star Stable. So there's no need to call us out for calling our community Star Stable Dressage, even if we know we aren't doing dressage. But that's how the name has come from, is people wanted to do kind of dressage but in the game, and they found a way how. And not only that, they found a perfected way how. And if you can even just look up routines on Instagram, it's absolutely breathtaking once you get a more understanding of what they are actually doing. And I understand why people can be extremely unsure about dressage. I was at a stage as once. I really fell in love with it, and I'm still learning a lot. But if I can show you, for example, let's dive right into a few explanations. Since you can't give an opinion on the lines and dots if you've never used them. So you can't be telling us that we should get over ourselves and we are, there's still lines in the arena, what's our problem? So that's the whole discussion. The thing is, with the old riding arena, and I'm gonna pull up an image real quick. So the thing is with the old riding arena is you could see there's clearly markers. So even if it's still hard to see, don't get me wrong, this is still not easy to see when your eye is not trained, but this is much easier to see. So for example, you would get this bright dotted line running right down from here, and then if you go across, it's right there. So you see all these bright little dots. So that's a huge part of dressage. But not only that, not only these precise dots, it's the spaces in between. So there's a lot of lines actually running in between. You can see like there's a dark hoof print line running right here. And even that's hard to see. I assume some of you won't even see it. And right next to it, we call it like a smudge line. It looks like the line has been smudged. And like right next to that, you get like also a bright type of line. So there's a lot of lines in between that people are not like aware of. And these like there's a dark dotted line running right here. So even this is hard to see if you're in game, but we've worked around it, and we have learned and trained our eyes to see this. And you can do so much with these markers. You can make perfect circles, you can have perfect straight lines, you can have you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4 riders cutting onto these lines and being precise, precise spacings within each other. So that's why we fuss and about these lines, because we've worked out diagrams according to that. Okay, so now I'm on Pink Queen's Legacies. I struggle with pronouncing that S at the end, but I'm on their website, and you can go. I highly recommend go looking at their dictionaries. They are the creators of the perfected method. So I'm going to use this to explain more about why we are fussing about the lines. So you will see here that they have written guides on each individual line that they found in the riding arena. So to you, it might have looked like nothing. It might have looked, you could maybe see like these bright lines running across, but if you weren't aware of it, you wouldn't see it. So that's why this is so important to us as a dressage community to have these lines, because there's so much stuff you can do with it. And if you just look at this guide, you went over everything. There's lines running this way. So from that wall there to this wall here, and then there's lines running from the other side. So there's different lines, totally different lines running from this wall to this wall. And then also you get a pattern diagonally. So in total, it's 10 different lines that we needed to know, and you could use this to make awesome routines, and I highly recommend searching them up on YouTube. They have made great routines using this type of line system. Obviously, if you want more in depth, you can go read everything on the dictionary. I'm just covering why they use these type of lines. So heading back to our arena, yes, you can see lines. So if I'm running around the side, I can see a dot, like a line running right here, and then I see another line here, and maybe one here, and this bright line here. But it's hard because this is why it's hard. It's shapes. You see, it's like these shape kind of things. But with the riding arena, it was more based on colors. So the lines had different type of colors. It was darker, it was lighter. And even though this line is brighter, it's extremely hard to really pick it out. And not only that, even if I'm riding on this bright line, usually the rule of thumb in the old riding arena was, if I was riding on any type of line and I was doing a canter, and if I did a curl over like this, I would end up on the same type of line. You can see that this doesn't work out if you understand what lines are, but I ended up on this double line. but if I do another cancer curl over, I'll end up back on that type of bright line. And that's the whole problem as well, since that is what our theory was based upon. It was based upon, okay, if you do one cancer curl over, you'll end up on the same bright line, but now we don't anymore. So this is a huge thing, because now we need to rewrite our dictionaries and everything, and we need to figure out how we're going to use this, because I think even if I do a cancer curl over from the double line, I won't end up on a bright line. No, I call this the kind of in-between line. But yeah, it's every time different. So it's really and for untrained eye, this is really hard to see, especially if you're like just starting. So that's the whole point of that as well. And not only that, the lines going from C to A are also harder. So it's like these pebbles. So you need to look out for the pebbles. And people that can't distinguish shapes as easily will have a really hard time, since you can't rely on color anymore, since this brown is just like, this is like a smudge of brown. Like I can see a line running there and I can see a line running there, but it takes really long to see these lines now than it did previously. So that's the fuzz around that. And if I can dive deeper into the circles, so if you recall from the image I showed you, the other circles had like these tiny dots. So the dots were big enough that I could easily see them, but they were big enough that my horse's hoof could basically like stand in it, and it was in the middle of the dot. But with these dots, they're kind of like big. So my whole horse can fit in this one dot. So that comes, we use dots to make circles and all other type of thingies, but we can stick to circles right now. So the whole thing of that is we needed to be precise to have good timing. It doesn't matter if they change where the circles lay, we'll figure that out, but also just how the circles are, how the dots are. So this, I'm not sure where to write, and even if I tell my riders to write in the middle of it, some riders might think this is the middle where I'm right now, and then some riders would cut the corner and they would be writing right here. So where am I supposed to go, since this is very like, it's very big. You can see it's a big circle and a big circle. So that is really what the problem is. And I'm sure the dressage community will figure it out and will make it work. But that's what I want to touch on. It's disappointing because we asked Star Stable, we sent messages, emails, we made Instagram posts. We really did everything in our power to make our voices heard. And I understand if they couldn't keep the same texture, because that texture would really look ugly in this arena, because of the hue. This is very like subtle, and that yellow is very yellow, so it might mess up the color aesthetic they were going for, and I totally understand that. But you know, they could have stated that. They could have stated, you know, dressage community, we see you, we hear you, but we can't do this for the game. This is not where we want to go. Even if they just said that, we as a community would have known that they won't be able to change the texture and that they're not willing to, but at least we got communication. But the thing is with this is that we were under the impression that we got heard, that we are going to keep our sand lines. I never for once thought that the riding arena texture changed. It really never occurred to me. I was fully confident because SSR, you know, said, ambassadors said that we will be keeping the lines, don't worry. And Star Stable really did try. I mean, that's the reason they added in these bright splotches, is for us. So they do see us. I think they just don't understand us because they don't ride, you know. If you don't ride dressage and if you don't do it, you won't really understand it, and that's why you can't really have an opinion if you haven't been doing dressage or using these type of markers and maps, and you won't understand how big of a loss it is. So I understand why Star Stable could have messed it up, and you know, just a big misunderstanding, but I really hope they are gonna listen to us and try to see how they can help us. So a few ideas I actually have is, even though they can't change the texture, is maybe you can look here. So if we add I think it's C, yeah. So if we add C, and obviously this arena is way too small to have a big club, but you can see that these markers right here and all these thingies on the ground, they are like holograms. You can ride right through them. And even this marker right here, this part, if they could add a prop system with this, you know, with these type of markers indicated where are circle markers, for example, you know, so they could have one here and they could have one here. That way everyone could actually see them and they could be able to, you know, write through them. So we can create shapes like this, and then we would write over, and then I can write to S, for example. You know, I can make a cool shape out of this. And the thing is with something like this is my front hooves can go exactly into this marker. I'm not obscure and I'm being exact. So the thing is with being exact is because routines are timed and you have like maybe 8 to 10 writers behind you. So if you mess up and if you aren't exact, they aren't exact. And especially if you need to keep timing with another writer line. If you veer out here and someone else takes their line to the inside, your timing is going to be different, and then you won't meet up in the middle and you won't be able to merge, for example. So that's why timing is super important. So even if they don't want to give us arena texture back, maybe adding something like this might be, you know, compromise. It's not ideal because you can't be free with it, but they can really try, because then it wouldn't get in the way of the realistic roleplay community. I mean, if they didn't want to see stupid circle markers, then they wouldn't turn on the props. So that way it kind of benefits, it still benefits us and it still benefits Star Stable, since I really understand the aesthetic of the arena wants to be kept the same. But I really just wish we had an open way of communicating with Star Stable. I mean, you can send them countless of emails. You're not reaching the right people. The people you're sending emails to, the people you're being mean to on Instagram are not the people, they're not the people that are going to make changes. They're not the big boss, they're not calling the shots. They're simply just there to, you know, support team is there to answer your queries or report bug issues to the coding team and stuff. So it doesn't matter if you send them a hateful message saying, no, why don't I have the lines? You're just being rude, and that's unacceptable. That's not how we want to be voiced, and you're making it seem like the dressage community is all very rude. That is not what we're aiming for. We're just asking that Star Stable really takes into consideration this community. It's really a big part of Star Stable. It keeps me playing. I would have stopped a long while ago if it wasn't for my club and for dressage. It's definitely, I'm not the only person who feels like this. I just want to be heard. I just want to be told, you know what, we see you, we hear you, but you know, we can't add this to the game. Even that message would make me feel better, because you know, they have seen us and they are aware of us, and I know they've tried. But now it seems that they didn't really try, you know? So it's awful working years and years on something just for someone online to tell you, you're not doing a real dressage. Like, we know that. That's not the point of what we are doing. We have created families over this. We have spent so much time in the writing arena. I think if you ever logged on at a busy time on your server, you would always see clubs practicing in the writing arena. And at the end of the day, Star Stable is a company, so you can give them your opinion. It's not one person creating this whole thing. It's a company. You're not hurting someone's feelings by voicing your opinion. You're hurting someone's feelings if you're directly messaging Star Stable on Instagram and sending in death threats, because those are the wrong people. But if you send a kind message to their support team, there might be a chance that it ends up at the right place. But if you're just going to be absolutely bashing them in your email, it's going to be deleted and you won't get an answer. And it's right. Go voice your opinion, go state. You are paying for this game and you have the right to state what you want to change. Don't let someone that has a bigger following or a title after their name scare you into not voicing your opinion. You have every right to do so, no matter each other's views. And that's why I'm saying this is my opinion, this is my view. You do not have to agree with me. I'm not going to stop playing Star Stable because of this. I mean, the game is still fun. I still need to finish the story. But it's more, like I said, it's more just about, you know, not them not adding the update, but them not communicating with us is my biggest issue. So that's why I'm saying, dear Star Stable, please just have open communication with your players, that we can know what's going on with your game and we can stop stressing about unnecessary things if you guys were just telling us what was going on, what is happening. Thank you guys. That is all for today. I came home from vacation. I didn't even get to see the riding arena till this weekend and stuff. So it was a bit frustrating because I thought I would be back in time for the arena update, but surprise, I was not. But luckily I got to voice my opinion now, and it gave me a few days to really think about everything. So yeah, if you really like this video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. My videos are usually more lighthearted. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.